This is Bishop Samuel Blakes, and you're listening to Real Talk with Mary Jae.
Happy Merry Monday, everybody. You tuned into Real Talk with Mary Jae. Real Talk with Mary Jae is a social outlet for a positive outcome, and I am so excited that you stopped by to share with us on today. Listen, I have live with us on the air, my dear friend. Look, God always have a ram in a bush. My guest, Dr. White, will not be able to make it on tonight because of an emergency, but I have my friend. It's always good to have a really good circle, guys. Listen, I want you all to get ready and get prepared to engage this conversation. Join us on today. We're talking about strong men. Strong men need strength. Strong men need strength. And listen, I have someone that is qualified, that is so prepared to come on at this very hour, the very last minute. I reached out to him and he was on like Shazam, like Shazam, just like that. He's a licensed marriage and family therapist, certified motivational speaker. He's a counselor, a pastor. He's a husband and a father. I want you all to welcome my dear friend on the show today, Dr. Danna Andrus. Dr. Andrus, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Welcome on back again on Real Talk with Mary Jae. Thank you, my friend, for coming on to share with me at the ninth hour. How are you today?
I'm the ram in the bush tonight, I guess. But we're gonna be okay. We got it.
You got it. You got
We
it.
got it covered.
Listen, I want you to tell the people, first of all, I want to publicly thank you once again for the last minute coming on the air with me live. And you were on like that, like in a matter of minutes. To come in and fill in for my guests. But I know that you've been on the show numerous times. You have a wealth of information to share with our listening audience, as you have always. And we're talking about on today, strong men need strength. But before we get started, will you tell all the people watching who you are and what you do?
Well, I'm Dr. Danna Andrus, and most people call me Dr. Truth. And actually, truth is an acronym for the right understanding toward health, happiness, and healing. I
Wow.
remember back in the 90s when I put that word truth on a paper, on a piece of paper, and I said, this makes sense. And I mean, over the years, I've been to develop that way of living because I want to be free. And the only thing that's going to set you free is the truth. So you hearing it from Dr. Truth. And we just so glad to be on. Like I said, we're a licensed marriage and family therapist, uh, board certified counselor. Also, we're with the John Maxwell team, which goes
Yeah.
around the country, around the world, running our mouth because that's something that we enjoy doing. I always tell people if you find something that you could do if you had all the money in the world and you would do it free, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And so I thank God that He gave me the ability to speak and to speak out. We've done the adjunct professor in a couple of colleges. Um, um, Father and husband. Yep, I got to say that. I'm Dr. Danna Andrus, but right next to me, and this I don't believe that behind me. That's not going to work. Dr. Kendra Andrus is right next to me, and based on where we are at this point in our lives, she's a couple of steps ahead, which means
Wow.
just like when I was in the front, she was behind me supporting me. Now she's in the front and I'm behind her supporting her. And so it means a lot to know that a husband and wife can actually be on one accord and watch this, actually love it too. Then, of course, our baby Kendra, oh my God. I said, Lord, how did I manage this? A female version of myself. And so,
Exactly.
but I remember what the word said in the last days, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Old men will dream dreams, young men shall see visions, and our daughters shall prophesy. So I got a female child that can open her mouth and let it out. So we're just so happy to be here. And then, of course, Mary, when you called me and you asked me, I said, what's the topic? And you said, it's about manhood. Well, that's it. What I'm supposed to do, sit on it? If I'm a man's supposed to stand up. And that's the problem with men today. We're not willing to take the stand that we need. So thank you for letting me on tonight.
Wow. Listen, I'm honored and I'm humbled that you came on. And it's just good to be connected to
Yes,
quality people, to always iron sharpens iron, and it's always good to have that circle that you can count on, that you can call on at any given time. And you've done
exactly,
just that. So thank you
exactly.
for coming on. So listen, this is a great topic. Strong men need strength, and
Yeah,
you're qualified for it. And I knew that you would be. Have you on several times to speak on various subjects before, and this subject is one that I know single-handedly you can deal with it.
and
You've gone through some obstacles throughout the course of your life,
yes,
a lot of losses in your life, but you still remain strong. You still remain
yes,
fortified. You still remain steadfast, Dr. Dana.
thank you.
And I'm not saying that at some point, that we don't get shaken, but you take a licking and you just keep on ticking. And with that,
Absolutely.
and I thought about this topic. I had a friend of mine ask, well, where did you get that strong men need strength? How did you come up with that? Because in months, every year on Real Talk Mary J, we talk about, women. We're always talking about how powerful women are. I'm sorry, every year in the month of May, I should say, not every month, in the month of May, we dedicate um, Real Talk Mary J to Women's Month. Um, in May. And so in June, every year in June, it's dedicated to men. So strong men do need strength, because we're talking about how powerful women are now, how strong women are, but we're the weaker vessel, and we do need strength. But what about the men that stand strong, the men that cover their family, that covers their household, that are that's just taking it and doing all that they have to do, that are on their ground, that are making sure that their families are provided for, and that are leading in the community, in the
Yes,
workplace, everywhere.
you're right.
Those men, as strong as they are, they need strength too.
Yes, they
So
do.
let's just deal with that subject as it relates to some of those things that you had to walk through, and how you just remained strong through it all. And I know it was God that carried you through every
Yes.
trial, every obstacle. I know that. But will you let the people know that, and let them know how you were able to walk through it, and give them some examples of how you remain strong?
And that actually that's probably the easiest thing I can do is because coming up in a family of 12, 8 boys and 4 girls, my mother had her first child when she was 16. She was married when she was 15. She had all 12 of us by the time she made 29. Yeah,
Wow.
that's right. But the thing about it is that we all have the same father. And she stayed married to my father till he died 20 years ago. So what I'm saying is that a man raised me. My
Yes.
mother did her part as a supporter, but a man raised me. Because I always say for a boy to be a man, he has to see a man. He can't be what he don't see. And what's happening is that what our boys are seeing, that's what they are becoming. Now, I never forget while my daddy was out working, of course, my mom was home taking care of us, and we would always be around the boys because it was a girl, then 6 boys before the next girl came along. So we'd be sitting around, mama talking, laughing, hee hee, ha ha, and stuff like that. And then, when our daddy would come in, I never forget this. And I never understood why until after I grew up. He would come in and he would see us sitting around our mama, laughing with our mom and stuff like that. Then he would say, that's enough. Go find something to do. Go wash the car. Go clean up something. Go scrub something. Just go do something. And I used to think that was very mean until
Mhm.
I realized that our daddy knew. that there's masculine energy and there's feminine energy. And if males are constantly exposed to feminine energy and not enough of masculine energy, whatever energy that they are around or they exposed to, that's the energy will turn into behavior. And that's what the boys will pick up. Case in point, look at our boys today. They're not around men, they're around more females than they are males. And as a result, we're seeing a different kind of man. I'm not saying weaker, but a total different kind of man. So, I think my daddy, Jesse Andrews Sr., for being the person that he was to us, because I mean, he really made a man out of me. And four things he taught us, and I want to share that with our audience. Four, four specifics he said. A man, first of all, is supposed to be a protector. You are
Yes,
there to protect your family. Fellas, you can't protect your family in jail. You can't
that's right.
protect your family while you on the streets with the boys. You have to be there within arm's length of your family as often as possible. In other words, your family have to know that you are present enough.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you're not there, they still feel your presence. That's the mark of a real man. That boy and that girl should be able to sit down and look up and know that their daddy is there. At some point, he's going to be there. And even when he's not there, they need to feel that he's there to protect them at all costs. See this thing, a lot of these issues that's happening with our black males, excuse me, and things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that could be avoided if there was enough of strong men there, arm's length, to
That's
be there
good.
for their children,
That's good.
especially the boys. When the boys get first 9 months, the mother's carrying them. The second 9 months, I mean, when the first 9 months, yeah, mother's carrying them, and the first 9 years, mother does the nurturing. But once that boy becomes 9 years old, which is the fourth grade, and if you look at the statistics, that's where they start getting in trouble. That's where daddy needs to pull that boy on the side and say, listen, son, now this energy that you have, this power that you have, where you can't keep still in this and whatever, the system doesn't understand that. God is beginning to do a work in you. Therefore, I have to protect you. I have to be right there with you. And I may have to shut you down now so you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to elevate yourself later. And that's very, very important. A man has to be a protector. Second thing
Yeah.
he has to do is be a provider. Children need to know that, like our daughter Kendra, she will never know what poverty is. She will never know what it means to be in want because she knows that she, her daddy, and her mother are made in the image and likeness of God. So our motto is imagine yourself like God. God is omnipotent, omniscient, omniactive, and omnipresent. Always, all knowledge, everywhere, always moving, which means if that's what God is and daddy is made in that image, well, baby, you got a powerful daddy here. And
Yeah.
that God supplies all of our needs, then daddy ought to be able to take care of his family, his unit. So there's two. You got the provider, the protector, then dad is also a supporter. Your job is to make sure that your family has whatever they need in terms of insurances, in terms of anything that it will take for that family to sustain itself even after dad is gone. And then the father has to realize that there are times when he may not be visible, but he has to be at the bottom holding the family up. And I know that's difficult for some men because we think that, well, I'm the man of the family. No, if you're the man of the family, then hold your family up. You're
That's
not seen, but your presence should be felt. And then the last thing a dad's supposed to be is a defender for his family. Nobody disrespect my family. Nobody. No
that's
man, no woman, no anything outside of my family disrespect my family. When I say that, and I mean that your family is your priority. That's your extension, that's your contract, and that's your all in all. So if men can remember those four things, provider, protector, supporter, and defender, that's half the battle right there. But most of all, remember, you are made in the image and likeness of God. In other words, imagine yourself like God. And you do that, your family will love you forever.
that's good stuff, Dr. Dana. Good
All right.
stuff. Good stuff. Provider, protector, supporter, defender. Did I
Yes,
miss any? And
that's the
being
fourth.
in the image of God.
In
That's
other
a
words,
strong man.
yeah, live
That's
up
a
to your
strong
image.
man.
Live up to your image. And see,
Yes,
and I tell men to get away from this worm of the dust concept. That's for the old school. You get beyond that because whatever you think about, that's what you become. So if you see yourself as made in the image and likeness of God, like I said, that's it. You on your way, and your family will thank you for it.
definitely. Your family would definitely thank you for it. You know, there's so many families that are lacking a
Yeah.
strong male presence. You know, in their household, in their circle, in their families. There's so many that are lacking that, and I find that when men lack that, as you stated, there's other things that will come up into their life. Because one thing that we do know, Dr. Dana, what the house can't teach us, the street will. Am I right
Yes.
about
Oh,
it?
yes. You're correct. You're
Yeah,
correct.
the street will teach us. So it's good to make sure that we have that foundation in our homes as it relates to our strong men. So when we talk about the strong man and some of the things that men go through and some of the things that men experience in life, coming from I'm gonna say even a single man. Let's deal with a single man because I know at one time you, of course, you were single. You're married now,
Mhm.
but when we think of a single man, what is some of the things that you think besides the protector, the provider, the priest? I'm talking about in the sense of what that man may need when he's weakened, when he's going through some things. Let's deal with both single and married men as it relates to that. Because a lot of times, I want to say this because a lot of times we know that men are sometimes looking for the wrong things and women are giving the wrong signals. They're
Yeah.
sending the wrong messages. So what in your opinion you believe that a strong man would need? Let's say from his wife. Let's go there since you're married. Let's do that.
Okay.
What is something that you think that as a strong man that needs strength, what is it that his wife can provide for him
The,
during his
the,
time of
what
weakness?
what I found out that when the two become one, in other words, you when no, I think Sun Tzu said it this way in the Art of War. If you know yourself, but you don't know your opponent, you win one, you lose one.
Yeah.
If you know your opponent and you don't know yourself, you still win one and you lose one. But if you know your opponent, which in this case is your wife, and you know yourself, you will be victorious in every battle. See, the problem is that we jump into emotions and then we expect rational thinking to get us out of it. But it's not going to happen that way. What the thing that holds Kendra and I together is that we both stay in our own lane. She has a lane that's tailor made for her. I have a lane that's tailor made for me. And there are times when we come together at the right junction. But the key is that I'll have to remember she's at her best when she's in her lane. If you know anybody know Kendra, she's quiet, she's reserved, she's compassionate, she'll cry easy and things like that. But it's nothing wrong with that because that's Kendra. Now, Dana, on the other hand, me, I'm the exact opposite. And she understands that. So when we understand one another's strengths and one another's weaknesses, then that's how we get along together. Now, I never forget when we were dating, she said, Dana, what I see what your strengths are. You have so many strengths. I mean, you go get it. You da 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 da. She said, so do you have any weaknesses? I said, sure. I just named them. She said, no, you named your strengths. I said, those are also my weaknesses if you take them to the extreme. Let me
Okay.
say that again. Oh, I need some help here. Listen, if
Yeah.
whatever your strengths are, they are
Wow.
also your weaknesses if you take it to the extreme. In other words,
That's
I love to
good.
talk, which means my weakness is that I need to learn when to shut up.
That's a good point. That's
It's,
a
it's an
good point.
excellent. That look, that's it for the day right there. We can shut the show down now. That was it. Um, but I love to be, to get things done. But my weakness is I got to remember that other people they have a contribution also. So see, whatever your strengths are, that's now. In Kendra's case, I mean, Kendra is quiet and reserved, but Kendra also knows at times She got to step up, because if not, people will take that the wrong way. So that's the thing that keep us together. We know one another. But now here's the key. Every 5 years, we reevaluate where we are. Like we just had an anniversary, June the 4th. So we were in the process. Yeah,
Belated
yeah.
anniversary.
It is 12 years already. Oh my God. And the thing about it, we sit down and we evaluated our relationship. Not that we're saying that if it's not working, we're gonna call it quits. No, because we both have grown since the time we first got together. So that woman that I married in 2000 and the woman I'm about to tell on myself, the woman I married in 2011 is totally different from the woman that I'm married to today in 2023. Kendra has changed a whole lot. And the thing about it is that I have to respect that change and grow with that change. I'm not the same person she met back in 2011. And now here it is 2023. I'm a whole different person. But here's the key, the differences have blended together to make us more into one. And now we can truly say not only are we a husband and wife, but we're actually best friends.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. So listen, when you're talking about Dr. Kendra, being reserved, being mild mannered, being one that is very compassionate, but not as vocal, as boisterous as you and I are, of course,
Yes.
that old blood type.
Full blood type,
Uh,
yeah.
so when now her being as reserved as she was when you first met her, not being as vocal and upfront, and now those positionings and level of growth has caused her to go higher, where she's more upfront now, she's more
Yes.
vocal, she's more present, and she's pulled on by lots of people.
Everybody, everybody wants,
Everybody, of
everybody
course,
wants.
has to maintain the household, to do what it is that she does there, to take care of the husband and baby K, and daycare center, all of these things. And I'm just naming a few: herbalist, nutritionist, all of the things that she provides, medicines and, capsules and all of this. So people are calling her and pulling on her. Um, how do you deal with all of that? And having her to still go forth and do all that she was going to be doing, because when you married her she was not that person yet.
Exactly.
And so being a strong man, because we see some men, they're like, my wife is not doing it, I want my wife at home and I want her. So how do you handle all of that, knowing that everybody's pulling on her and calling her and needing things from her? As a strong man, how do you deal with that?
What we know, just like we said, when over the years she changed, which means for there to be a balance, I have to change too. Which means that my strength, instead of being vocal all the time, I'm learning to have quiet strength, because Kendra is the speaker now in a lot of
Oh,
cases.
wait, doctor. We can't rush through that.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
My strength, I want people to hear this. My strength is learning to be quiet now. My
Yes.
my strength is found in me being quiet. That's powerful.
Not
That's
only that,
powerful.
the most powerful man is a man that know how to be quiet. And see, that was something I had to learn. But two people can't talk at the same time. Now we could pray together, we could sing together, but we can't talk together. If the demand is for Dr. Kendra, the herbalist, Dr. Kendra, the naturopathic person, Dr. Kendra, if that's the demand, then Dana Andrus is washing clothes. Dana Andrus is doing the groceries. Dana Andrus is
Oh
cleaning
my
the house.
God.
Dana, and look, and that doesn't take away from my manhood. See, that's what men got to understand. What that does is showing your wife unrequited support, because the job still has to get done. I take baby Kendra, she's coming with me. So that gives Kendra the opportunity to plan her work or whatever she needs to do so she can go forth. But like I said, when I was on top, you couldn't really see her, but she was under the bottom holding me up. You didn't see her, but she was there. Now it's changed. She's on top, which means now I'm under the bottom, and I'm holding her up. Now, there are times I want to say something while I'm down there because I like to talk, but I have to remember silence is still golden. And you'd be surprised. I mean, I'm so proud of Kendra because it took her a while to come out of the shell, but she spoke at a conference one time. I can't remember what conference that it was, a Head Start conference. And they told her they was going to give her 15 minutes to say something, but then she wound up being the keynote speaker. And I sat there with my hand on him. I said, "Oh my God, look at her." I
Wow.
mean, because all the years that she sat watching me, I wish I had some help here. All the time that she sat there watching me and
This is
studying
so
me,
this is
she
so good.
soaked in a lot of stuff and picked up a lot of stuff. Now she has her own message, but you could see some of me coming out. So I sit back and I just marvel because she's doing such. And then our little one, she watches her mama speak, she watches me speak, and now she's up there speaking,
I
and we
see
sitting
her.
back watching. So I'm just so proud of the fact that Kendra is doing, but I still have to do, and I have no problem maintaining the household. And that's not, and think about it, there's a joy in that because that same house, it's a house of prayer, it's a house of peace, a house of love. And Kendra set it up that way. So I'm just so happy to be there, knowing that, when it's time for her to go do her thing, she gets up, gets started. I've already packed all her stuff in the car and stuff like that and whatever. And here's the key: I pack it up in my car. She's still at home. So by the time she gets to the site, everything is already, I already set everything up and everything. So all she got to do is just get started.
If I was in church, I'll be running around the room right now.
but that's what it's all. See, I think in relationships we've gotten so competitive, and I don't know
Oh
how it
my
got
God.
so. I mean, can two walk together except they
Unless
be
they
agreed
be
upon?
agreed.
But you got
Yes.
to love one another enough to know that when I open my mouth, you hear Kendra. When Kendra opens her mouth, you hear me. So we're so good now together that doesn't matter who's on top. We both represent.
Now I'm about to throw a whammy out there right at you, a boomerang right there, right now.
Hmm.
When you being as strong as you are, and you have a wife that is multi-talented, multi-gifted, beautiful,
Hmm.
fine as wine. The girl got a body banging now. Come on.
She got it. She got it. She got it. See. You could say that. If I say that, she'll be saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that."
And now she has all of these male clients that are coming for medicine, that are coming for the still body, that are coming for all of the organic products. So all of these men now are in her face most of the time. How do you deal with that as a strong man? How do you handle that?
And you said it right there. As a strong man, a man based on biology, oh, he gonna trip out. He gonna flip out. But a strong man recognizes, first of all, what is your objective? The objective is to sell everything that's on that table. The objective is to get that point across, which
Mm-hmm.
means if all of these men are coming because this attractive, fine, beautiful woman that speaks well, got beautiful skin and whatever, and then if I'm standing there, that may deter a sale or something like that. So what I do is get out the way. I
Dr.
stand in
Dana,
the
I'm
background.
telling you, you about to make me put my shouting shoes on for
I'm
real.
trying to tell you. Kendra
Oh
tell you, I
my
was
God.
saying, Kendra said, where's Dana? I need your cash app. I said, just call me on the phone. I mean, I'm back there in the back somewhere because I know the men, they need the products,
Wise man.
but they like the beauty. I know that's what it is. But I'm so committed, I'm so
Confident.
confident, and I'm so competent that anything that goes on, everything is going to be all right. And see, Kendra goes out there with one thing in mind: not to look for a man, not to look for a husband, not to look for a sugar daddy. She goes out there to take care of business. And see, when we can understand that our business is to take care of business and leave all that other drama alone. Listen, I'm out there around social workers and caseworkers all day long. I'm around women all day long. But I got enough sense to know. And most of my clients are in Alexandria, Louisiana. So I'm away from the home at least 1 or 2 nights a week. So I have friends say, so your wife let you away from home like that? But my wife know I'm out here taking care of business. If she's got to worry about what I'm doing outside of business, then how's she gonna take care of business? And it's the same
Right.
thing. I can't be in my wife's presence and taking care of business.
You
And
you
then
you heard you ever heard of drop the mic? Here you go, right there.
and see, and look, and here's another thing that we have to realize too. At the end of the day,
I just
I'm
had to
coming
do
home to Kendra. At the end of
yeah.
the day, Kendra's coming home to me. And as long as we are that confident in our relationship, and another thing, that can only happen not just when you observe one another, but you have to talk to one another.
Yes.
And see what you just said, that little situation that Kendra said, so Dana, why did you I'm gonna go ahead on and share this. She'll probably get mad, but she's gonna say, there you go, you had to say that. I remember when she was working at this I think it was Delgado, yeah. And she was working at the daycare. She helped them build a daycare and stuff like that. And the building itself was a ways from the campus itself, City Park. It was a little ways back. So
Mm-hmm.
that same beautiful woman you described, well dressed, drop dead fine, gorgeous and whatever, and them her bad points. I mean, that person there, she's back there, and so all the security guards, which are men, every looking for them where they at, back there. And the thing about it, well, we just coming back there to just check on things. Well, I got enough sense to know you coming back there because they got that beautiful woman back there. That's good scenery and whatever. That's why you back there. Now listen. So when I have to come over there to see Kendra, what I do is I'll call and say, Kendra, listen, I'm coming over to pick that up. Well, you don't have to call me. Just come on. I said, no, I'm calling you. Now, why am I calling her? Because you don't want to walk on a situation that's totally innocent. But if you read it wrong as a man, you'd have messed up everything.
That's
See, that's
right.
why I said we have to learn how to know one another. So, and see, and it's not because she's doing anything, she's doing her job, but I know how I used to act at one time. And don't think that behavior is totally gone. It's in remission. But every now and then, I may want to come on like that, but I got to remember, we mature as we go along. But I have no problem whatsoever supporting Kendra. It's truly a job. Because guess what? At some point, chronologically, I mean, I'll be leaving here before her and Kendra, and I got to make sure that everything is in place for them. That's that support. So when I leave, that they'll have the same quality of life. Now, how can they have the same quality of life if I'm poking holes in the life today because I can't get my way? What men have to learn and have to understand that this is a new way and it's a new day. It doesn't mean that you love your wife less. I mean, your wife love you less or your woman love you less. The thing about it is that she lives in this world too. The man is the brain of God. The woman is the heart of God. And together, that's the mind of God. Let that same mind that be in Christ be also in you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good
Mm,
stuff. I'm telling you, this has been real
yeah,
talk. This is
yeah.
real talk on today with Dr. Dana Andrews, Strong Men Need Strength. Dr. Dana, listen, I'm not when you're in church, you say we might as well go ahead and do the benediction right now.
Yeah. Get the collect. But can I say, I got to say this, sound like my mom and I got to say this one more thing. It's okay when you see a couple together and they're doing well and they really love each other. I'm talking about to outside people, especially women. It's okay to salute them. It's okay to be all right with the fact that they're doing good because if you knocking them, then you ain't gonna never have nothing.
All
But
right.
if you salute them or celebrate them, you actually open the door so that energy and good feeling can come into your world, and whoever God is trying to send to you will find his way. And I think that's something that we have to learn how to do is to be more cooperative with one another and recognize that we are one another's keep.
This has been real good. Real talk with Mary J. Dr. Dana, you broke it down. You made it plain. Strong men need strength. Everybody, strong men need strength. And he talked about the strength that you need and what value do you have when you're seeking for a mate, for a companionship to add value to your life. Those qualities that you look for and how you're able to maintain it and remain strong through it all. Dr. Dana, will you let the people know how they can follow you, where they can go to follow you on social media?
Well, of course, I have. Oh, now you're talking to the wrong person. But I'm
As
on
Dr.
Facebook.
K
I'm on,
on
I'm on,
okay.
I'm on Facebook, and you can find just pull my name up, and you'll see me there, Dana Andrus, or you find Kendra Andrus, and you can also find us on um, Instagram is Dr. Truth, the @ sign, and then of course Kendra, same thing, Lady Truth at, and also you can get me at 504 no, 504 That's Kendra. And then mine is 504-416-5256. And I almost forgot. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on WYLD. You'll listen
Oh
to
wow.
Center in Truth Ministries. So that's where we are every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. on WYLD. And you'll know it because you'll say, and you heard it from the truth, the whole truth, the Dr. Truth. Now be blessed. So tune in on Sunday mornings. And like some people say, boy, you got to go listen to Dr. Andrus. He's coming out a whole different bag. Sometimes it's a little controversial because he's always challenging tradition. But what we're actually
Yeah,
doing is that we are moving forward. So we got to get
yeah.
beyond tradition. Yes. Thank you,
Awesome,
ma'am.
awesome, awesome, awesome,
Thank you.
awesome. Will you let the people know? I know you published several books, but I do have one of your books here as well. Will you let them know how they can get that book as well, where
Just
they
go through
can get it?
Instagram, go through Instagram, go through Facebook. Just call us and we'll get it to you. This is Man in the Hood. Now we took the, if you notice how it's written up there, we kind of took the backdrop of Boys in the Hood. But when you say hood for Boys in the Hood, that's a place. But we're talking about Man in the Hood. It's like becoming a man. There are things that you have to be able to go through so you can don that that garment and earn the right to be called a man. You just don't be a man. You just don't talk about being a man because you can make a baby. There's some steps in there, especially if you miss. And I tell people the elevator is out of order. You got to take the steps, which means that to be a man, there are steps that you have to take. Now, this paperback book is $10.99. I mean, we have a whole lot of them. So please feel free to give us a call and whatever. It'll be the best investment, by the way, that you can give your husband for Father's Day. You can give all the males in your life for Father's Day, and we'll get them to you. Just give us a call.
Good stuff, Dr. Dana. Thank you once again for coming on Real Talk, Mary J, a social outlet for a positive outcome. And listen, you broke it down at the
Thank you.
ninth hour. I gotta keep saying that. Do
Yeah,
you all
yeah.
hear this? I called this man while I was sitting in the studio, ready to go live on the air, and told him, Dr. Dana, desperate time calls for desperate measures. I need you on right now because my guest cannot come on. And I'm telling you, within a matter of what, 5 minutes maybe, he
Five
was
minutes.
on the show. Thank you so much. Iron
Truly a
sharpens
pleasure.
iron. You know, I gotta say that you're my friend, and I appreciate you and my beautiful friend Dr. K, your lovely wife that stands by your side, that's just keeping it down, doing what she does. And listen, while we have this opportunity, Dr. Dana, if you don't mind, will you let the people know too? Where I know you got to get it from Dr. K, so help him, Dr. K. Shoot him a text or come whisper in his ear or something. Um, we do understand that Dr. K and you all lost your daycare center due to a fire a few months ago, and
Yeah,
we do have a GoFundMe account. Also, we're raising funds to help rebuild because you all are going to rebuild, and I
we are.
can't wait for the manifestation of that. We know that that is going to happen.
Yes.
Will you let the people know how they can contribute? Where can they go to contribute to that?
Well, the numbers that I gave, well, actually, the Go, and like I said, you're going to have to get Kendra on this one here because
Right.
she handles that part. The GoFundMe account is still up, and now right now we're at the All Saints building on Tash Street, 1415 Tash Street in Algiers, and actually we have the whole school. Isn't that something? A building, a
Wow.
daycare came down and God blessed us with a school. That's why I told Kendra, we're not missing a beat. We're not missing a step on this because God is in charge. Know what you want, know why you want it, and the good Lord will take care of how too. So you can do the GoFundMe, or else you can call those two numbers that we gave, and Kendra will tell you exactly what the daycare needs. Because there's some things they need, like baby beds, because licensing is about to come in and give us the amount of children that we can have. And I mean, it's going to be wonderful. So Kendra is the one you need to call on that.
Okay, that's again, is that 504-237-4000?
Right. Or you can call me 504-416-5256. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, and you guys, you've heard it from the whole truth, Dr. Danna Andrus, my friend. Thank you once again for coming on and sharing with us. You always bring a wealth of information at the ninth hour. I mean, you could call on this man at any time and he's prepared. Oh my God, he's loaded with so
Thank
much
you.
information to share.
Thank you,
Um,
Latrice. Thank you.
so yeah, so we're so excited to have you on and to have you to be a part
Yeah.
of what you're
Somebody
doing. And
somebody's asking about the I am t-shirts. Tell them that Kendra has
yeah,
those. Kendra has those also. Just call that number
okay.
and we'll make all that happen.
Call the number, make it happen. You guys, you can call Dr. Kendra or you can go to Dr. Truth. You can even go to their messenger page and contact them that way if you need to. At Dr. Danna Andrus, they're asking for the IM t-shirts. They're going to be asking for all of the products. I'm sure I already told Dr. K I got to get with her because there's some products that I want to get. She already knows there's some products that I want to get from her as well. So you all can go and find out more information. Go to Dr. Danna Andrus' page and you can find out more by messaging him as well if you do not have the phone number, if you didn't write it down. Thank you, Dr. Danna, for coming on, sharing with us on this episode. Strong men, a strong man needs strength, and I am so glad that you were able to come on and share with us. Thank you so much.
Really a pleasure. Take care.
All right, you guys, we're getting ready to get out of here. Listen, tune in on next week to Real Talk with Mary Jae. We're coming in again at 7 o'clock p.m. I hope you had a happy Merry Monday. Stay tuned for next week.